record yet, and now I have. It's fucking 2018. We are rolling. If you don't have your headphones on, no, ain't no goddamn wait. We're rolling. Woo! Time waits for no man. Goddamn it. What's this stupid ass bun? Put that shit behind the fucking bun.
But even.
Welcome back, y'all. How y'all feeling? Oh God, this shit is loud as fuck. I have to turn it down because this mic. I have Mouse's mic. And that's why this shit was super annoying and loud last week. But we are in. We are ready. We are set.
2018.
All right. It's me. I'm back. 2018. With another show. You know, it's funny. First of all, I have No Cum Girl back in the scene.
Yo.
Hey, is that going to be your name?
No. I feel like.
Are you going to reveal yourself at some point?
Probably some point, but right now I'm gonna be like her. You know, the artist her. Like you just never.
There's already a her. You can't.
I know. I'm not gonna be her. I'm talking about like her.
There
facade.
can be another her because her got it.
I don't
want
to use the name her.
And
image.
our third voice.
Oh yeah.
Is you have to be a little bit closer to the mic.
My bad.
Our third voice today is my producer / assistant / homegirl, KayVega. KayVega?
Vega.
Vega?
Mm-hmm.
That's like a Star Trek type thing.
Or a Puerto Rican type thing.
Vega.
Mm-hmm.
Vega sounds like the enemy.
Vega.
No, he's like an enemy. He's like in like Scarface, somebody that I knew I needed to kill. Like Vega.
A badass.
Yeah.
You right.
What?
You right.
You right.
You have to see they can't see the motions. That's funny.
Yeah, we are supposed to be recording. As a matter of fact, our video person will be tuning in at some point. Maybe today, maybe not. I'm not sure. But she'll be coming in and we'll be doing video at some point. I don't like how this mic sounds. Turn me up. I'm telling myself to turn me up. Turn me up. Hello?
Yo.
Does it sound better?
You sound really loud.
Do I? So that does sound really loud. How did you guys enjoy your New Year's? Did you what are we doing here? It's a new fucking year. Does it mean anything?
It does. I feel like it's a fresh start.
Why?
Because I don't know. I just feel like the reset button was pressed.
It's not. You still
I
fucked mad
know.
nigga. You still
Girl,
didn't make a
wait,
nigga come
what?
last year.
I did. Yo, we're not even doing this. Stop.
Like nothing's
Tahoe.
changed.
Stop.
No, nothing has changed.
But this is a chance to make better choices.
Yeah, every
Under
day
a
is a
new
chance.
year.
to
I
make
know,
better
no, under a
choices.
new year though.
Why? Why does it matter? Like literally, it's another day. People are like, "Oh, we're not doing this anymore. It's
I know,
fucking
that's
2018."
bullshit.
It's like,
That's
yes, you
bullshit.
are. The fact that you did the same thing you're doing right now in 2016, when it was turned in 2017, you're like, "Oh, it's 2017." Like, come on, shut the fuck. It's a day.
We're psyching ourselves out. Why can't
To do
we just,
what?
I don't know. To be a better person.
You're lying.
So I said psyching ourselves
You're
out.
lying. Okay, that's what you're doing.
Well, I didn't make those posts.
You can speak. You can speak. She's just looking like, "Wow, I'm really on the show."
No, I'm just.
Vegas just looking around like, "Wow."
I'm listening back and forth because I went to sleep at 11:30, and
I did too.
I was knocked out.
I was too. For a second. Well, things happen. Okay. Well, how was your New Year's?
Let's not. No, because I'm waiting. This is on you. I want you to tell us.
Listen,
I want you to tell us.
You have.
Let's go
you have
around
a
the table.
history of not completing stories, and this is something that's not exclusive to your live. You do this in person to people you know.
You do.
So we're waiting
I have
for you to.
ADD.
You do.
I have ADD.
You cannot focus.
Wait, what's the last D?
I don't know. Dickhead. But I realized that because a friend of mine, very nice lady, gave me a book called The Seat of the Soul. Because I've been wanting to educate myself, especially ever since XD's been on the show, came on the show. I'm like, yo, I don't want to be the dumb person in the room anymore. Mm-hmm. Like, it's not that I'm dumb, but I'm only going off my experiences, right? Where people are taking in information from all of these different places. Me only going off my experiences, giving me a very short hand. Mm-hmm. I want to add more cards to my deck, right? I tried to sit down and read this goddamn book, The Seat of the Soul. It's Oprah Winfrey was on it. This guy was on her show several times. I start reading the first page, second page. I'm like, oh, this is fucking good. I'm even taking I'm taking pictures of the little
Passages.
passages in the book. Like, this is
sick.
good.
That's
right?
sick.
Yeah, but it's dumb because who's really going back to read that shit? Like,
Yeah,
I don't do people like highlight.
They highlight
shit.
like a line.
Who's going back?
I do.
What do you do? You probably do.
I do. Sorry.
So as I get to maybe the third page, I read the page from top to bottom, and when I get to the bottom of the page,
You forgot everything you read.
I go back to the top of the
You're reading
page.
it, but you're not.
You had your phone in your hand, didn't you?
Probably not. No, I really resigned. That's another thing we'll talk about today. To say this is what I'm going to do. I want to take this time out. You know, time out from social media, time out from the show, time out from women, time out from whatever. Right? Yeah. To educate myself and to build on my character. And so I went to the top of the page and I started to read again. And the next thing you know, I woke up. My head was on my shoulder. I was knocked out. I was knocked out. This shit put me to sleep, and this shit bothered the fuck out of me that I cannot.
That you're not interested.
Reading is fundamental.
Well, I'm used to reading things like Dungeons and Dragons. Like I read The Hobbit maybe 4 times.
Yeah, you're not
140
interested.
characters.
I read Malcolm X maybe 10 times. I read. That's
Did you
it.
read that in jail?
That's it. No, I read Harry Potter. Huh?
Because most
No.
people read Malcolm X in jail, like the men.
I think I read it in high school and then in college and
okay.
then I don't know if I read it in jail. I don't even know if they had it, but maybe somebody did send it to me while I was in jail. But no, I read Malcolm X when I want to read.
Okay.
All right, I like the story. As much as you think it's a book about this militant, activist or whatever, there's really a dope life story in the book that most of us would probably be able to relate to. You're one person at one point in your life, and you go through all of these extremes, right? And then by the end of your life, you're completely somebody else. And the things that you went through before give you a perspective on becoming this. So they're both you. Anyway, whatever. So yeah, did I change the story? Did I finish?
You just did that.
You literally
you
just
changed
did
the story. You're supposed to be talking about your
exactly
New Year's
what-
Eve, and you got into Malcolm X. How are we here? I don't know.
Can you put the mic in your mouth, by your mouth?
It is by my mouth. I feel like I don't want my lip to hit it, because I don't know who's.
Continue.
Tahoe, focus. Your New Year's Eve story.
Oh, mine?
Yes.
But you didn't tell me what you did. What did you do for New Year's Eve?
I went to a friend's house. It was like 6 of us. We got drunk and I passed out.
Dope.
It was cool. It
Dope.
was all love. It was like intimacy.
What do you want to happen this year? What is you said you're making these changes, these
I didn't say
whatever.
that. I didn't say per se. I'm saying that's what people usually.
You're psyching yourself out. It's a new start.
It's a new start. For me, setting goals and sticking to them. Last year I was really comfortable with just being comfortable doing whatever I wanted to do with the wind blowing. This year I need to set some goals and actually stick and see them through. Yeah.
Is that the same? How does that differ from what happened in 2016, 2017?
Because
I
she's
feel like
a
people
year
are-
more mature.
Yeah.
And she has more experience. She now knows how to set a goal. Now she's going to work on completing the goal. Damn, can we make progress out here? Is that okay?
Yeah. I think
All right.
that's pretty cool. I mean, if you're going to do it, I don't think that it should be limited to one day though. Now, I'm not mad at people that use it as a jumping board, like, this is the moment that I know I can
Right.
act. But that's
Honestly,
fake to me.
I think people just can't do math. And it's easier to be like, oh, January 1st, day number 1. We're starting from here.
I think you're fooling yourself if you don't realize that every day that you wake up is a moment to start anew. Shit, every minute, even if it's fucking 1 o'clock. At 1:01, you could be like, yo, you know what? I'm not smoking weed all day anymore.
You're right.
I'm not.
No,
you know what
you're
I
right.
mean? There's you have a million instances to activate these things that are going through your mind. January 1st, and to me, January 1st is the day most people lie to themselves the most. December 31st.
You're right again.
It's the day most people make these statements,
False promises.
these false promises. It's because somebody who makes that a promise himself on March 3rd will most likely keep to it more than a person that makes it on December 31st. You go to a gym, all of these new people in the gym in January.
Right.
All of these new people have said
Did you see
themselves.
the ball drop? Planet Fitness had the biggest ad. Like Planet Fitness sponsored the entire 42nd Street. Everybody had Planet. It was the smartest thing in the world.
Yeah. And then you go to Planet Fitness and it's whack.
Yeah.
I hate Planet Fitness.
Planet Fitness doesn't have free weights. It's not a real gym.
Yeah. Planet Fitness is where a lot of people go to get
The one that's
pussy.
not really gonna wait.
Unless they want to sponsor the show, then Planet Fitness is great.
Oh, that's true. That's true. Well, we could keep talking about Planet Fitness on the show, but this is where a lot of dudes go to the gym to just bag bitches. Like, and Planet Fitness is what, $10 a month. It's the easiest place. It's a quick date.
Planet Fitness is the easiest place because, again, there's no free weights. All the machines pretty much do the work for you. So if you're going to the gym to say that you're in the gym and get selfies, you can kind of pretend you're actually working a little bit.
Planet Fitness is the best place to take Instagram pictures of you being in the gym after your surgery. Is that
all
what you're
gyms,
saying?
right? I don't know.
Oh, we all have the ADD right now? I feel like we're all suffering from the same shit.
If so, it's contagious. It's your fault.
All right. How was your what are you doing now differently? How was your New Year's Eve? You said you went to sleep. Did you wake up on penis? Wait, what happened?
That's KV, by the way.
That's KV.
I don't know. They'll know our voices. I'm KI. It's KV.
What's up?
So I went to bed like any other night. Woke up like any other Monday because I usually take off from work on Mondays. The only thing I really did different was that I wrote down what the goals I'm already working on are, just to be able to like hold myself accountable. Like I wrote them down,
Right.
and that's it. Because I agree with you. I don't think that 1/1 is the day to start something. This is something that everything that I've already planned on are things that I've already started working towards, already want to work on. If anything, me writing them down on January 1st is just a way for me to keep track. Like, okay, I've been consistent since this specific day.
Okay. You talk a lot. No, I'm just playing.
Wow.
What I want to know. Get used to it.
Oh my God.
Get used to it. What I want to know from you, right? You wrote these things down. How do you, like, say me taking a picture of these passages in this book, right? And it's just in my photo library amongst memes, amongst whatever, me talking to myself on fucking Snapchat, right? It's just there. It's lost. How do you take that list and actually make it worth the time that it took to write it? Do you put it up in your mirror?
Vision board.
A friend of mine did a vision board. A friend of mine did a vision board. And
party on
this girl I talked to, that's not a friend. She's going to listen. She's like, I am a friend now. Really? No more nudes for you. What?
Nothing. Continue.
She's like, you are such a slut.
No.
What?
Okay, go ahead.
I
Stop.
really-
Even do it.
You've been
Don't
fiending.
just
ADD,
No, I
we're
really-
switching topics. Let's go. Keep this. Go with what you.
How do you make that list worth it? This is good. Y'all should just keep me on that. Help me stay focused. How do you make that worth it?
I
What do
mean,
you do?
it's only day 2, but I read it my goal is to read it every day. And I feel like if I continue to remind myself, then it'll keep it present. If I feel like I'm slipping, maybe I'll set my phone background to it so I see it every time I pick up my phone. I might
That's
do
good.
that.
Yeah, like your title page, your opening page, screen page.
Lock screen?
Right.
Yeah, that thing.
I don't
That's
know.
annoying.
Why?
It's like a. It's annoying. Having to
Well,
keep
mine is
seeing-
Tahoe TV. Tahoe TV. All right. Yeah, my friend wrote a vision board. She did a vision board with little pictures. She had a
cutouts
wedding
and stuff.
ring. She had a new car. She had better friendships. She had, pay attention to your inner voice and things like that on there. Sent me a video of it because she wanted to make sure that I see the ring. Yeah. My New Year's was very it's very interesting. It's very. Why are you holding the mic? You're not a rapper.
Stop.
Why
Let's go.
are you
No one
holding the
can
mic?
see me.
But you're holding the mic.
Okay. Is it bothering you?
Okay. So me going into 2018, I don't like partying, especially New Year's. I hate New Year's parties. It's like $150 a ticket.
Right.
You got to go get a tuxedo. Everybody's got to buy bottles. You can't just go and get a drink from the bar on New Year's. You just can't, right?
Can't.
And then I realized that although I have friends, those aren't the people that I spend my most cherishable moments with. Like they just aren't. Like me, I have female friends more. Like say Keon. Say
Bleep that out.
Ki.
yeah. Say No Cum Girl or a woman that I like chilling with. I would have rather spent those precious moments with them. We have better conversation. We have better memories. You know, me and my homeboys, like, I'm 42. I ain't really into the hanging out shit no more. It's just not. I'm almost 43. Holy
I was going to bring
shit.
that up. I'm like, what, like a month?
43 doesn't sound as cool as 42.
No, but it doesn't.
It really doesn't. Like 42 is like, oh yeah, you're 42. 43 is like
Gray
scratching
area, yeah.
chalk across a fucking chalkboard. And so my friends, all of my friends are promoters. They all doing these parties everywhere. Not that I would have probably had to pay or whatever to get in. Who knows? Because they'd be like, oh, you know, we got to cover the club. We got to pay for it, whatever. I'm like, but I didn't want to go out. So although I had made plans to, the last minute I was like, yo, I'm not going nowhere. I'm chilling. All right.
I like to dress up in like sequence, like I'm going to a club and just go in somebody's living room.
And just shine like
Yeah,
the light on
shine.
yourself
Yes,
and just
that's
like
what I do.
sparkle.
Like me and my friends, we buy our own bottles. We get dressed up like we're going to the club, but we're not.
Do you know when you're talking to the side of the mic, we can't hear you?
No, thank you for letting me know that. Now I know.
That's a thing of mine. Did you notice I used to bother Cuddy about it all the time? Like the mic.
You bother everybody on every show, I swear, about the mic. You got to put the mic closer. That's like, you say that.
Well,
every
I'm
show.
the engineer. So what? Are you bothered? I'm the engineer.
No.
Okay? And I have to make sure that the sound quality is right for our guests.
So back to your New Year's Eve.
Oh, I did it again.
Yo, you're bad.
This is why I couldn't get through fucking school,
I was
man.
going to say that. Like,
This is literally why. I would look at textbooks and just...
You're doing it again.
yo, get through New Year's Eve, Tahoe.
That's what I do.
You're doing it again. This is
My mind works. All right.
Ritalin. What makes people do stuff like that? Is it Ritalin?
So you'd
don't
rather spend your New Year's Eve with someone that
Yeah.
you genuinely care about, a good friend,
So,
etc. Continue.
I wound up just chilling in the crib. You know what I mean? Wound up passing out. A friend of mine hit me up on some, yo, what you doing? Where you at? Yo, we out here. We going to the club. We going to the club. I'm like, nah, I'm not going to no fucking club. Why are you staring at me?
Because I'm waiting for you to.
No, I'm not going to no fucking club. I'm in the crib chilling. I got a bottle of Douce. I was drunk all day.
We remember from the live.
Right. If you follow me on IG, yes, I was drunk as shit
I missed
on
it.
IG.
Wait-
Oh, it was great.
waiting for
it
a haircut.
was classic shit.
Drinking 2 bottles of Douce by himself.
I was waiting at the barber shop for 2
Pathetic.
hours before I realized the barber shop was closed. Okay.
Wait.
I was drunk in the car on live. I knew I was first, so I wasn't leaving. I'm the first person here. Okay? Today. I'm the first. I finally been the first person here.
You really dumb. The first,
He
the
told
only,
the
the
people.
last.
He told the people outside, "Don't let nobody else take my spot."
Yeah.
Offered
No,
people-
because
other
there were
people
some.
drinks.
The barber shop wasn't closed. My barber, who happens to be West Indian, he's just a bitch ass nigga. Like, he would not come that day. Like, fuck
You
everybody
really
that
hate
wants
your
to.
barber, and it's
Fuck
amazing.
everybody that wants to come.
I'm going to change the subject real quick. It's amazing how loyal men are to their barbers that you don't even like,
I don't
but
like
you
this
keep
nigga.
going back.
I almost beat up another person
More
that was in his
loyal
barber
to your-
chair one day. Wow. And he's like, yo, chill. I'm like, no, you chill.
You don't have that loyalty to women.
Huh?
You have that type of loyalty.
I'm
to
a
women?
loyal person, period, actually.
Okay.
I'm very loyal. What is this loyalty
A
to woman
person.
thing?
A
You
person.
said,
Like,
do you loyal? I'm a loyal to
not
women.
like all women. I mean, like that loyalty that you have with that barber. Do you have that with one female?
When he's in a relationship.
Yeah.
But this is Tahoe. Come on now.
Yeah. That's actually true. I am the best boyfriend. I'm sorry. I am.
You are.
I am. I'm
When
sorry you
he's-
didn't get to see
Don't do
that.
that because that's not.
Well,
where
you
this
you
is
showing
going.
me so much doubt. Yeah, I am the best barber. Okay,
Boyfriend?
Boyfriend.
Yo,
There's no liquor involved. I'm just a
I'm
dummy.
thinking, were you?
All right, come on. Focus. They don't want to hear us babble.
Okay.
Now,
The audacity.
New Year's Eve, I happen to have tenants in my house, in the Airbnb situation downstairs.
Mm-hmm.
They are turning up. All right. So earlier in the day, I smell the weed. I text them like, yo, y'all can't smoke freely all through the house. I got tenants upstairs. You can't just smoke freely, right? One of the girls comes upstairs and she's like, hey, well, do you think it'd be better if we smoke in the backyard or whatever? I said, yeah, backyard is cool, but it's 7 degrees outside. Go in the room, close the doors, put some towels down or whatever, open the windows and just chill out. You know what I mean? It is what it is.
Okay, so pro tip. Don't smoke in the bedroom, smoke in the bathroom, run the shower, and lay a towel down. Then the smoke won't permeate through the whole house.
Permeate. I love her.
Permeate.
I love it.
Okay.
So that's just for next time.
That's the weed smoker's tip.
Yeah,
Fine,
weed
fine.
smoker tip. Yep.
So
Hot water.
Shorty was all right. She was all right. She came up to the door. She was decent. She's an Airbnb guest downstairs. She's decent. Right? Nice dark skin, big breasts. I'm like, oh, that's decent. All right. This is like the day before New Year's. Now, we had a little bit more communication on the phone, but nothing serious. You know, like, something heat-wise or something like that, right? And there was a small flirtation there. Small flirtation. Wasn't nothing serious.
Shocker.
Right? New Year's Eve comes. My homegirls come by the crib. It's 2 of them. They come by the crib. Right? We're in here chilling. Her friend, I used to mess with one of them.
Of course.
Right? But we friends. This is 3, 4, 5 years ago. This is literally years ago. And we just be cool now. It's almost like me and you. We cool now. It's not like that. Right? What?
Nothing. I didn't say
You
anything.
don't know how to befriend people you've had sex with? Like, is that a bad thing? Cuddy would say, no, you're not friends. That's not your sister. That's your ex. You're hanging out with your ex.
Right.
It's weird. It's not weird for me.
It's not weird for me.
I form genuine
Relationships,
friendships
right.
out of these situations. Genuine friendships. If we can end
Cordially.
it's not a big deal. We had sex once. It's great. Thanks. But now we have something bigger,
Thanks.
stronger. Thanks.
Thanks.
What are you looking at me like that for?
If I'm able to be your friend after we had some type of intimate
Relations.
situation, it was either terrible
No.
or
The sex, you mean?
yeah. No,
Or-
I'm
okay,
not.
go
I'm
ahead.
not.
Or-
I'm
or.
not friends with anyone that I had great sex with. What? No, absolutely not. Because then we're still fucking.
You have no
Like,
self-control. Then you
what
have
do
no
mean?
self-control.
Yeah. Like
have no
why?
self-control. No.
Sex does it
No.
matter that much?
No, because
Right.
why would I want to regress? Like, no, we already.
You might have great sex with somebody else right now. Regress to
right.
what?
So then I don't need you around. I have other friends that have not.
So sex over
and
friendship.
So that have not been inside
Sex
of
over
me.
friendship.
Like, I just don't think it's whatever.
In my life,
Not my
I
cup
tend
of
to
tea.
value sex is great and everything, but there are other things about people's personalities
Right.
that actually mean so much more. So if for whatever reason our sexual friendship or relationship or whatever we were doing at that moment doesn't work in that capacity, there is going to be a time where we have to step away, feelings die and shit like that. But if we happen to connect and are able to form a real friendship, because me personally, I can't fuck with somebody I don't like. I can't have sex with somebody I don't like as a person. If we can reconnect at a later date and connect in that way, which is basically just a friendship without the sex, and I have no problem doing that. I'll meet your man and all that, shake his hand and all that. Oh, you could deal with that shit, good. But I couldn't. You know, she can make you come, great. Couldn't make me come.
Yo, child. Yo, this is not happening, okay? We're going to get past that. We are friends, and I'm not going to come at your neck.
This is
We're
great.
going
All right. So it is what it is. She comes by. She comes by. Friend leaves. Right now it's early in the morning. It's about 2, 3 o'clock in the morning. We're drinking. I still got a bottle of Douce. We're laughing, joking on her fucking IG live or whatever. And I get a message from the girl from downstairs. The girl's like, "Hey, are you home?" And I'm like, "Yeah." But I said, "I got company." She's like, "Oh, you have company? Like, all right, well, good night." I was like, "Yo, listen, I have a life." Because as a matter of fact, I skipped a part. Earlier in that day, we had talked, right? We had spoken, right? And he was like, "Oh, you're attractive. You're attractive too." "Oh, that's cool. Great."
Wait, you had this conversation with the Airbnb girl
Yeah.
in person or through
Yeah.
text?
In person. She had come up.
Who said
right
who's
before he was
attractive
gonna-
first?
Who you think?
Because I don't see me go. I've been around the world and I've met a lot of my Airbnb hosts, and I don't see myself like, yo, you attractive. Like, what?
All right.
How's
It
that
happened.
happening?
It wasn't, we didn't think, it wasn't nothing. It just happened. It was a communication there. And I just say, hey, you look great. You have great breasts. Or, skin. You have great skin. Right? And she said, you're very attractive too. It was great. It was a really nice conversation. It was a very nice,
now it's
calm
very
You don't think it was
conversation.
inappropriate for
Not in the
business
capacity because
of-
she was in my apartment.
Okay.
Like, I would pour her a drink for New Year's
Okay.
before she went out.
Okay.
Poured her a drink, Happy New Year's, such and such and such. Her friends were downstairs chilling, smoking, drinking, and all that. She came up, say hi, introduced ourselves, blah, blah, blah. She went out with her friends, and she wasn't actually staying here. She was a friend of my Airbnb guest.
Okay.
She was staying in Manhattan. So when she left, I didn't think I was going to see the chick no more, right? So 2, 3 in the morning, she's like, hey, are you home? I hear them walking back in the crib. I'm with this one.
This one.
Now, this one and me, we not having sex.
Right.
I know we're not having sex. I don't want to have sex with her. It's just not going to happen. All right. She's mad. The one from Airbnb is kind of turned off, or I ruined her plans. Because I told her before she was leaving, I'm not going nowhere. I'm going to sleep. I wasn't doing nothing. This is where it gets kind of tricky.
Please.
So she's like, well, we need comforters for downstairs because it's cold. And I went and brought her 2 comforters. And when I went out, she grabbed the hammer.
Get the fuck. You're lying.
On God, she grabbed the hammer.
This Airbnb
rubbed the hammer.
friend
It wasn't a graze. It was a calm grab of the hammer.
You didn't feel. How did you
Yes,
feel?
I was like, this is dope. She want to pop.
dope.
Right? So now I'm like, yo, just give me a few. Because I got to find a way to get rid of this one.
Yo, you.
But this one inside is obvious. It's late. We're drunk. We're in the crib. She's at least thinking she could suck a dick. At least.
At the very least.
At the very least, I'm going to suck his dick tonight. Right? And she's always told me, like, sex was great. So whatever. What?
Wait, so you did have sex already?
So
What? No.
thank you for proving my point.
What?
Wait.
You did. I kind
Thank you for proving my point. Okay.
She may
I'll take
have.
I'll take that as a check in the win
Oh,
column.
the friend.
The
Okay.
friend might have took the dick that night.
All right. Thank you very much.
I don't think that's the dynamic in all friend
it's
relationships.
not.
Listen.
Because once I'm over you, like, ooh,
Okay,
you're
but
like, oh,
you might be over someone. It doesn't mean that you're not gonna fuck them again. If the opportunity,
No, you
For
can fuck
me-
anybody, anytime. Who
For
cares? Y'all could be friends for mad
you're a
long and then
dub-
fuck. What's the difference?
okay, but
nah, for me, if you're a dub, like you're a
whatever,
dub.
bruh.
Like I don't even see you like that anymore.
I guess.
I don't think
That's like when people talking about me and my baby mother.
yeah, like that.
I would literally throw up before having sex with my baby mother. And it's not
It's like
because
really-
she's not attractive.
Right.
She's very attractive. We're still really good friends when we aren't trying to kill each other. Right? I just could not
Not connected
look
in
at
that
her
way.
in that way at all. And we have years, even years before we had kids. It's just when you get to a certain point, that's it. All right, fine. Finish the story, right? She grabbed the hammer.
The hammer.
Right? It was good. It was a good
Good grip.
She had nice hands, right? Just good grip in my shit.
Strong handshake.
So I go back in the room, and before Shorty had called me, me and my friend were having a conversation, and she got bothered by something I said. I said, "Pretty woman like you," and she's gorgeous. This girl's gorgeous, like Drop Dead, Vogue magazine.
Talking about your friend.
Gorgeous, my friend.
Okay.
Super gorgeous, but high end. Has to Chanel, Louis, has to be taken certain places. Is always in the VIP spots type shit, right? And so when she was talking about somebody, she mentioned, instead of telling me his name, she mentioned
His
he's
profession?
Drake's manager or some shit like that, right? And I'm like, why do you refer to him as Drake's manager? Why couldn't he just be Sean? Why couldn't he just why do I have to know he's Drake's manager, right? And she's like, well, this, that, and that. I said, no, it's because pretty women love status. They love money, status. Like, that's a thing. Whereas another person might have talking to me, that people that are on that level or people who are used to that type of shit would have just said Sean. And I wouldn't have known Sean was Drake's manager. It was just
It would've
my
came
friend
up. It
Sean.
probably would've came up.
Not an introduction.
Not introduction, but it would have came. Or maybe it would have came up in introduction, and later on he would have been.
If it was
Sean.
Cuddy, she might have said Sean, but she would have known when to drop that he's Drake's manager, right? She's just not turned on by that type. Oh, yes, she is. Whatever. In any case.
The rest say, whoa.
So I said, this is what happened. I said to her, pretty woman love status. They love fucking with people that got money. Like, they need that type of upgrade. Y'all need to be around certain shit to validate. Oh, I'm whatever. She said, she got mad that I said it. She was very bothered that I said it and said, well, if that's the case, then why was I fucking with you? Shot my fucking wig off. I never, in my home.
Damn, I like her.
Shot my whole face off, nigga.
Because you were bothered first. That's why you said it. And you said what you said to kind of bother her. And now she was like, what? Like,
I wasn't that bothered. I just
were
like, yo,
bothered.
why did you like, oh, it's Jake's manager.
bothered.
Like, why? And we were drinking, so we was extra, right? We kind of got into a little tiff before Shorty had texted me to come out and got my hammer grabbed.
so after she grabbed your hammer, she sealed the deal. Like, this bitch got to go. She's getting on my nerves anyway.
Now she's on her live or whatever, right? This all happened on live. I'm like, yo, you trying to play? You talking all crazy on your live and all that? Like, it's not that serious. What you doing? You in my crib? What you doing? You wilding? I'm talking about you wilding. I ain't saying it online. I'm like, yo, you wilding? You wilding? You wilding? Like, you're not gonna do this on live in my fucking crib? You crazy? Right? Right? So when I walked back in the room after the hammer grab, I looked at her and squared up and was like, yo, we gotta talk. You got to get off that live. She jumps off the live. She's like, yes. And I'm like, yo, I don't really appreciate how you trying to embarrass me. You talking crazy. Like,
I didn't know
this
she got on live. That's different.
I'm
why was
like,
I
you
fucking with
doing too much. Like, you doing like you've never spoken to me like this before. And she's like, well, you always be the one to talk. You don't want nobody else to talk. And I said, but this is not the time. First of all, it's New Year's Eve. Why are we arguing like this? It's not the time. And then you're doing it in front of mad people. You got 3,000 followers and some shit on your shit. It's like 200 people in her live. Why are you doing that right now? Like, that's you trying to play me. I hate when people try to play me. So I'm trying to tell her. She's talking over me. I said, you know what? We should just end this. We should just end this. I don't want to bring up my New Year's like this. I think you should leave. Was I wrong?
I felt like, here we go. I felt like you was looking for that.
I started a fake argument.
Yeah, just to get her to fuck out.
She had to go.
I know, but say she would have been.
How do you tell? What
would you have done if she would have been like, yo, you know what? You're right. I'm sorry. Like, if she would have went the way of your argument and said she was wrong, what were you going to do?
That's not what the hammer grab gods had predicted. The hammer grab gods.
So fire. I hate you. That was so fire.
There's like
hammer grab gods.
Hashtag hammer grab gods.
This is
right
like,
now.
yo.
Just so we know what part you're in.
This is what your night. And it's crazy because when I was on my live earlier that day, I said, I want to go into New Year's on some new pussy.
You said that? I mean,
I want some new pussy tonight. That's what I said.
That is what he said.
That is, right? You was on it. I said, I want some
there.
new box. And it was not set up. Nothing.
All right, so you
was
kicked
set up.
out. She got kicked out. She left.
She had to go.
She had to go.
Shorty came upstairs. We start drinking.
This is
She's
the
like,
dark skin one with the big boobs. Okay.
She's like, yo, why is the lights on? And why are you standing up? I'm like, because I'm super drunk. And if I lay down,
it's over.
It's a dub. I know me. And she was like, no, you ain't going to go to sleep. Trust me, I'm fine. She's like, come sit over here next to me. I said, if I come over there, I'm going to do nasty things to you.
Yo, this is amazing.
Well, duh.
The next thing you know, my nigga, the shit was rocking in there. Rocking, my nigga, New Year's Eve, my nigga. Nigga, she's like, yo, put it in my... Boy.
Put it in her what? In her butt?
Boy, it was rocking.
Put it in her butt?
The shit went crazy. The shit was nice.
Wait, hold on.
Right.
Her friends were downstairs.
Hold on.
Crazy.
Wait.
Super dope. Super dope 2018.
Wait.
Tahoe.
But wait.
Yes.
I sat on that couch New Year's Day.
And let me tell you,
girl.
he does not disinfect. He does, please.
Baby girl.
You got about 12 bitches on
12.
your ass.
Don't disrespect me, Keanu.
Oh my
12.
god.
Why you say my name? Why you say?
Oh yeah.
That couch has been here for some time, so 12 isn't whatever. Anyway,
I meant like, oh yeah, you're right.
this is my problem, right? People are gonna be like, he's fucking disgusting.
Yeah, I mean,
Is that disgusting? What I did?
No, absolutely not.
It was a spare moment. It was dope. It was dope, but it's like, what's happening right now?
What?
I think it was awesome.
I
That's
don't have a
funny story.
girlfriend. I'm
Someone is going to be pissed when they hear this, though.
maybe.
That sounds like-
maybe
Someone
not.
that is going to be bothered.
That sounds-
Why? Who?
That sounds like a personalized problem for that person.
Well,
Do
if
you
we're not
care?
in a relationship, if we're
Right.
not in a relationship,
Whoa,
and
whoa, whoa.
what?
Okay, I'm going to let you finish. the
No,
statement.
go ahead.
If we're not in a relationship, does that take away feelings like of feeling, I don't know.
Just because you feel some type of way doesn't mean that you have the right to feel some type of way. Like, okay, you feel some type of way, but that's not the circumstances of our relationship. If we're
But
not
at the same time,
exclusive,
if I realize, if you care about a person and you know they feel some type of way, even if they don't have a right to,
then don't have a podcast.
then you should still be at least
And if you didn't have a podcast, they would never find out.
cognizant of the fact that they feel that way.
Word.
And huh?
Were you?
What then? No,
Yeah.
why would I care then?
I mean, saying
if,
that you-
if now, I mean,
Are you-
I've had that conversation.
All right.
I tell you, I had sex.
Did you only tell her because it was going to come out on the podcast, or
It was part of it. I mean, I didn't know we was going to talk about it. And now we know we're talking about it, but I didn't want to find out some other way with me. I was happy. I was proud of my moment. I want to be able to talk about my moment.
right?
It was a great moment.
It was a great moment. I'm
Like,
not
that
mad
was
at
dope.
That's
you at
gotta
all.
be
Nah,
like
it was kinda
Airbnb host history. Like
I
in like
know, but we're in a day and age when, especially 2017, so many business and sex,
Listen,
all these complaints.
she
and
wasn't.
people.
She was a third party.
she wasn't a
No
record.
money.
She was
exchange.
not, yeah.
She didn't even stay here. She was a friend. No money transferred
of the
hands.
guest.
Right.
Right. Sure.
So, does this rank above or below fucking your followers?
This is definitely above.
I think it's above.
It's a higher way
think-
above.
I think it's
fucking your
above.
followers at this point is like regular.
I agree.
Oh yeah.
Yeah,
For
like-
you,
It's regular.
it is regular for you.
That's not a big deal.
But just meeting somebody and
Because I mean, I've
Next day,
next day.
no date,
I
nothing.
wasn't even gonna whole shame
She
you.
grabbed
is
the
hoe.
hammer. She like, I want the pipe. Like, yo,
That's amazing.
that shit is hard. At 3 in the morning,
You got a
like just
number?
out the blue.
You still got her number? Have y'all
Yeah.
spoken?
Yeah.
Since.
Nah. She left town.
Oh, she came.
They
Right.
left.
She's from out of town. Right?
Yeah.
You did tell me.
It was
that.
great. It's like in and
It's
out. It's,
perfect.
it's like literally, I'm just like, somebody asked me
Yo,
if
you
I got
made
paid.
money in pussy off this Airbnb.
Yes.
This is the best thing you could have ever done.
Son.
it was
Now,
a great investment.
this is the problem. All right. There's a problem here. There's two problems here. I always have said there is nothing in life better than
Their
new
new
pussy.
pussy. Right. Most men say that.
There's nothing in life better than new pussy because of the conquest, because of the new,
Mm-hmm.
right? That's a lie. New pussy ain't even all that no
Mm-hmm.
more. Wanna what?
Did you have protected sex?
You gotta use a condom.
Okay.
You gotta use a condom.
Right. That's
You
all
can't rock out the way you want to, where you gotta take a condom on, put another one off. There's only 3 that come in a box. If you don't have a box, it's 7 degrees outside. You gotta go to the fucking store.
And
Our
honestly,
key
let me tell
is
you
in the
something.
back taking the shit. They always shitting.
Let me tell you
in the
something
corner
about
store.
that. That store run is tricky
Yes.
because
you come
there's
back.
times when a nigga came back and I'm like, change my mind. It's over.
It has happened to me too.
Don't want to fuck anymore.
Let me tell you something.
So, woo.
I'm gonna tell you some real shit. I was eating some box one time. And I had been working on this action for a minute. I'm still mad to this day. This had to be this was 9-10 years ago. I'm still mad. I still follow her. I still do make comments on trying to get her back. Because when I got back with the condom, she had her clothes back on.
Yo, it's
hurt.
happened. I've
was
done
hurt.
that plenty
I
of
was
times.
hurt. Because I looked and I knew
It was over.
it was over.
I've done that.
Have you done it? Is that a purposeful thing to do to someone?
No, it's not. Because there's times where I meet a guy and we hang out and I'm letting you know from jump, like, we're not having sex. Just letting you know we're not going to have sex. And they be like, yeah, all right, yeah. Because they in the back of their mind was like, all right, bitch, yeah, okay.
Mhm.
And there's time when niggas like, they'll like, yo, I just want to eat you out. And I'm like, I'm going to tell you right now, if you ate me out, you just ate me out. We're not having sex. Because guys know sometimes that's a trick. I can eat her out and then, you know, whatever. And there's plenty of times when I just got head and that's,
And there's plenty of times when that nigga beat.
Yeah, absolutely. But more times than not.
So a
More
motherfucker
times
that
than not,
feels
though.
himself. Like, see
Right.
me, I don't like that. I don't like to use that trick. Right? I don't think that's what I used that day. I think that we were just being passionate. And in
What
the
are you talking
moment,
about right now?
the day that Shorty told me that once I got back with the condom, she was a dub. I was a dub. I don't think that's the thing I used that
Did
day.
she tell you that in advance? Like, I'm not really.
Nah, I don't.
Oh, okay.
I really don't remember. I went. We was passionate. I've been working on it for mad long. Got the drawers off. I'm going down because I wanted to. It wasn't that I was trying to get into it. I wanted to. When you
Right.
really want somebody, you want to taste them, right?
Right.
If I had the condom that day on that spot, I would have rocked. It was going to happen. I didn't.
You gave her time to think. Like,
Gave her time to think, and she slowed down on my ass. I'm running to the store. Give me the condom.
She pumped the brakes.
Got back. I don't even think she let me back in the crib.
Wait, you was like,
Yeah. I don't even think she let me back in the crib. Yo, you know what?
did she come?
I think.
Did you make her come from head?
I don't know.
Because if you did, then it really was over.
Knowing me, probably
not. Right.
But I was very enthusiastic
Probably
about
not.
the head. I was all over that thing,
Oh,
man.
gosh.
Okay.
Okay.
And I think by the time I got back, she was like, you know what, this isn't a good idea. Let me just see you tomorrow. Because she had just broken up with her boyfriend, right?
She was
Did she tell
vulnerable.
you that through like the speakerphone, or did she
No,
text
I think
you?
she texted me.
Oh, okay.
And I was like, yo, I'm outside, open the door. Looking up, like, yo, open the door.
That's pathetic. How did you feel?
Small.
Yo, that is pathetic.
I still feel small.
That is pathetic.
Because, to be honest with you, I liked her. I was not just trying to beat. I liked her, right? And I had always been jealous of the situation she was in. She was always going through some shit with this nigga. And I'm like, yo, he's not treating you right.
You should let me.
Yeah, like let me, like I'm treat you right. Like I appreciate you, but she had time. You know, when people are together for time,
Comfortability.
they get comfortable. They don't recognize what they have in front of them. I'm looking at her like, yo, she is amazing. She gave me a shot because she feeling cute. I'm kind of cute or whatever. You know, I'm good at what I do. We work together, so I was good at what I did. What? I was good at what I did. And so when when you're trying to date somebody and they're good at what they do in front of you, it's attractive. You know what I'm saying? If they know what they're doing, it's attractive. So basically we started dating and we got to that moment and shit just fucked everything up. And I never saw her again. That was it. Might have seen that
On
work.
your account, did you continue to reach out or?
Yeah, I was trying to get there.
Damn.
I was trying my best to get there.
She probably
And
knew the next time she was probably gonna let you beat, so she probably just better to avoid you.
That's why I have my own condoms.
I don't carry condoms.
I carry condoms.
I don't. Never bought them. No.
I
Have you
Normally,
ever
I
used a female
keep
condom? This
condoms.
is random. A female condom?
don't think that shit is worth anything.
I never.
I really don't.
Used it.
I'm gonna keep it real with you. I think condoms are a waste of time. I think condoms are more a statement than actually worth anything at this point.
Oh wait, they're worth not getting AIDS and dying.
How many times have you had sex and not sucked his dick?
Plenty of times.
Yeah.
Plenty of times.
How many people have you had sex and
'Cause-
never gave oral or received oral?
Not that many, but there's been
Not that many.
that many.
Exactly.
Yeah. No, I
And my
completely
point is-
understand if you're not worried about getting pregnant, if you're on birth control, then and if you're giving each other head, then
What are we doing?
You kind of just ate the,
What are we doing?
the virus.
Because a motherfucker will suck
suck
your
the
shit
virus.
for 2 hours,
Right.
20 minutes. Right, say it's 20 minutes, right? It's about cell transfer, right? They suck your shit for 20 minutes and then go put a condom on the motherfucker. It's like,
Yeah, that's dumb.
what are we doing? What are we doing? Because you on birth control, right? I just so yeah, I
It's a risk,
never
but you feel
understood
like
that.
the most dirtiest person 24 hours after.
When? Why?
Cause
Last night?
like
that
no,
night?
I'm talking about after the first time you had unprotected sex with somebody. Because I know me, I'm paranoid. Like I'm at the doctor, like I had a cough, like wait,
Scratching and
what?
shit.
Like scratching, like pookie, like something's off. I'm paranoid.
Yeah, you feel the pain in your foot.
Did she
You're
suck
like,
your dick that night?
oh, did she?
So why did you use a condom?
It's the statement.
Statement.
It's the I'm clean. I'm all right. I use condoms the first time.
Suck my dick if possible.
Yeah,
Did you
suck
eat her
the
out?
shit out of my shit. No, I'm
No.
not eating no pussy. I don't know. Why would I do that?
Okay. Okay. Okay, but you allow her. She could have had an open sore in her mouth and suck. Have you?
Have you what? Checked my shit?
No,
since? What?
no. I'm just saying.
Things like this. When you live in this world, you do take certain risks.
Right.
You do take certain risks. I'm not gonna sit here and act like that's not true. You do take certain risks. My problem is that I feel like everybody does this shit, and we all point fingers.
Mm-hmm.
You
say
got
does
the-
this
you're
shit
the-
as an unprotected.
We all take risks.
Oh, yeah, absolutely.
In one way or another, and then we all point fingers at other people taking risks. I feel like we're very judgy. Like nowadays, and I was gonna say this, that men get slut shamed. I feel like women are. Look.
No, you have been saying this.
KV's neck almost.
Yeah, she rolled
broke
the
just
fuck
now.
out her neck.
Well, men get slut shamed. Women want the right to be able to live, fuck whoever, do whatever they want.
I'm gonna bring this
to
up again.
do.
When you say stuff like this, it really screams pussy envy.
That's fine.
Like, why women got it, but men get
I
slut
just
shamed.
I just want to be able to be me. Like if that's the case, this is who I always been. I don't give a fuck what y'all do.
Right.
I don't care
But you do
the
care.
life that you
You
live.
label.
Enjoy it. If I want you to be my girl, we'll come to a situation. We'll come to a point where we say, you know what?
Nope.
Where do we go from here together as a unit? You're gonna stop doing what you're doing. I'm gonna stop doing what I'm doing, or I'm gonna make myself present in your life where you ain't gonna feel the need to do that. And if you feel the need to do that, something's wrong, right? Until then, we should all be able to do whatever the fuck we want. And this is a change in my past things that I've said. Just, I've thought about it. Why should women have to be?
Act like they're in a relationship when they're not.
Yeah, why should women not be able to do whatever the fuck they want to do? First of all, don't tell me. Just don't be out here telling me like I fucked another nigga last night. I don't know if my
But
ego
didn't
was
you
good
just
for
do that
You
for
have to
Airbnb girl?
I'm not. Yeah, but I'm not in a relationship. I'm not even going towards a
Oh,
relationship.
okay. I was just wondering.
with that person.
Yeah,
But you
with
still
anybody
felt-
right now.
I know, but
So if you wanted to go towards a relationship
Mm-hmm.
and your hammer got grabbed by a girl that you know is going to be out of here, then you would have been like, nah, I'm cool.
I probably would have still.
you would have
beat.
passed it up.
Right. Okay.
Exactly.
So you still would have beat.
Okay.
Cool. So then would you have told the female that you were going towards the relationship with that?
What is
you
going
had-
towards a relationship?
You said it. I don't know. You said that.
I just want to understand where we at. Where we at.
You said.
I
I'm
wanna
using your
know.
words.
No, so I want to
You
know
tell me.
where you think going towards a relationship is.
I
What
don't
is your-
know.
I don't know.
That's what I'm trying to
This
figure
is your
out. I'm
statement.
using your words.
I would probably lie. If
Okay,
me
all
and
right.
somebody.
Thank you.
That's
So-
why I said don't tell me. I just said that. Don't tell me.
Okay.
All right. So you're
If something happens-
you're condoning the woman that you are interested
Long as
in
it's an
making your
adult.
significant other. You're condoning her lying to you about.
I told you I'd rather her lie to me. I
Who-
said that.
Oh, okay.
Listen. Can I reiterate?
Yes.
Is that okay?
Yes. I just want to. I'm reiterating that I said that.
Okay, listen. I'm just trying to make it clear for the listeners that this conversation particularly pertains to, or potential listener, whatever, whoever it may or
This
may
is
not
what
be.
happened. When you're dating somebody and y'all don't get to knocking it down immediately, that person is or has been fucking somebody else.
Even when you have
Even-
gotten to knocking it down immediately,
A lot of
chances are
people,
they're
a lot of
still
times you
fucking
cancel somebody else.
That's true, 'cause I
I'll
done fucked
have
the same fuck two people at one time.
right. So if I'm having unprotected sex with somebody, the next person, if I do, I'm using a condom, right? By the time that condom comes off with that person, I
You're no
probably
longer-
stopped fucking the other person. I don't have that much energy anymore at my age, nor desire
Right.
to be doing too much. Once I'm feeling you enough to move in that direction with you, I've already slimmed out. And No Cum Girl can attest to that because it happened to her.
What?
Am I right? By the time I started
Yeah.
fucking with the other chick,
But that
you
was-
was like, yo, you not
Right.
rocking with me the same no more. Like, what's
Right.
going on? No offense to you. I
No,
hope you know you
absolutely no.
throw
Now
nothing
this
at
is
me.
clarity. Now, then it, I was bugging out. We're not gonna go there, but this is clarity now. But then,
You can attest to the situation.
No, absolutely.
When you start moving different with somebody new, the old person is like, all right,
yeah, fall
whatever,
back.
right? So moving towards a relationship doesn't necessarily mean that haven't done nothing with somebody else or don't have a one-off or whatever, because y'all not in a fucking relationship.
Do you see yourself be in a relationship by
Yeah.
within the next
Ever.
year?
Yeah, I think so.
Why? What do you think is going to change within you from just fucking a stranger
Can I be real?
2 days ago?
I've been watching This Is Us.
I haven't watched that show. I'm so sorry.
I've been watching This Is Us. And it's really touching me as a human being. One thing that's touching me as a human being is I'm really, really, really sorry for coming at fat women, fat people. Because you don't know what they're going through every day.
Thyroids.
Naked, looking in the mirror when they're eating, their cravings, everything. And it's like, it's easy for me to judge in my skin. I was born a certain way, right? The way I look or whatever. That's mad evil and fucked up to judge people that really, you don't know what they're going through. And so I'm watching this shit on the show and I'm just like, you a foul nigga. Because I thought it was funny. You know, it's funny when you don't know nobody. You know, being ignorant is so easy.
It is.
Being ignorant is so fucking
Being accountable is way harder.
And so I'm watching this shit and I'm like, holy shit. Like, this girl is going through so much. She goes through so much that she's jealous of other fat people that aren't as big as she is. And it's like, yo, there are so many levels to
What
this
is
shit,
the show
right?
about exactly? Different
Life.
families?
It's literally life. And in the beginning, I'm watching from the first season, so I'm only on episode 8 or 9 or whatever.
Only 2 seasons in, right?
Yeah. They attack so many issues that we as human beings encounter. Period. Every one of us can look at this show and pull something from it that you can relate to and attach to, and it make you think about a moment in your life you felt that way. This is really what the show is. And it's written so well that it's touched me several times. There's these 2 brothers in it. One's adopted. What? Y'all don't like the fact that I can be a human being?
No.
Nothing.
After
continue
the hammer
now.
grab, now I'm a psychologist.
No.
Right. You have so many.
It's not even that. It's
Go to
just
that.
I wanted to pause that so badly. So
I swear, the child in me was like, it touched me in so many ways. I'm just like, pause. And she caught it too. I'm sorry, we're being
and
very
I was trying
childish.
to
We're being very
I was
childish.
trying so hard to be
All right.
mature
All
and
right,
it just
KayVega.
didn't work.
That was that funny?
I don't know what's the
It
case.
touched me.
You just said it like multiple times. And it was just I was waiting for you to like hear yourself.
Can we all
I'm sorry.
grow up in 2018? Is there something that we can
Motherfucker,
do?
I know you lying. Cause you a childish motherfucker.
So there's these 2 brothers, right?
Okay.
Well, this is bigger person that is dating the other bigger person. What is the politically correct way to say bigger? Heavier.
Heavier.
This curvaceous.
No.
No.
Not
Heavier.
that.
All right. So there's a bigger person that is dating this other bigger person, right? And she's the sister, one of the stars of the show, is just really sad about life. And he comes in, he's in this overweight anonymous group with her, right? And he just becomes, there's an overweight anonymous group
That's
for people that don't want to eat.
How's it? Oh, I would say, how's it anonymous? Like, I can see you're overweight. What the fuck? That's amazing. I didn't know that.
I really need
That
you
was
guys
really
to watch the
ignorant.
show.
Yeah, I know.
Alcoholic Anonymous.
I know, but because I wouldn't know you're alcoholic. I know you're fat. I can see that you're overweight. Was that ignorant? Oh, I'm sorry.
Listen, yo, I need you to watch the show so that we don't see it. It sounds stupid.
I
Like
know,
this.
because
This is bad.
it's really bad that I can't. That's why I'm being quiet, because I can't
This is
even
bad.
speak on the show because I don't know. I'm very ignorant to what you're referring to. Yo, what's up with
Okay.
her?
Yeah, she's just gone.
KB's a fuck up.
So I realized, and this is a layered point that I'm about to make. He just starts going in, doing all of these nice things for this girl, freeing her from her own sadness, pain, inhibitions about how she looks or what she eats or whatever. And he starts doing so many good things for this person that I realize I'm a bad person.
So what are you gonna do
I'm
about
not
it?
clean. enough to be that good to somebody else without it doing something for me. Like he
You're not that
literally,
selfless.
he just didn't. You know, as people will do good things or do nice things or do the right thing because they're supposed to, because people can see them doing it.
Acknowledge
right?
it.
That's like saying you were going to be backstage with Jay-Z and Beyonce, right? And your grandmother's sick, and your aunt calls you like, "Yo, nobody's there. We need somebody to go to your grandmother's house," right? You're gonna go because you know you have to go. There's nobody else. You know, you're not gonna leave your grandmother there, but you're gonna be mad that you're missing the Beyonce and Jay-Z backstage, right? There are people who would never even think about it. It would have just been like, oh, well,
Right.
Yeah, but there's no way I'm going to miss being here with you, making sure you're all right, right? They're clean. I want to be that clean. Now, when I said this was layered, there's a brother who's a white brother, and he has an adopted black brother, right? They have a very, I use this word too much, but I'm going to use it one more time, cantankerous relationship. They don't get along. They don't see eye to eye. They're always battling with each other since they was young. They have all of this built up stuff in between them, right? Jealousy, envy, whatever in between them. They're really good guys on their own, but with this other person, they have this bad relationship, right? Between the bigger guy and these other two guys, I see the difference when you have jealousy, envy, guilt, hate, pain that you haven't dealt with, that's on your soul. I see when you're holding all of these emotions back and they start affecting the way you relate to people. They start affecting the way you see yourself, how free you are, right? Now, I'm not trying to preach, but I'm realizing that's me. I have all of this stuff that affects the way I love,
Interact with other people.
parent, the things that matter, how much I'm willing to show the world because I'm hiding all of this stuff, right? It comes from your parents. It comes from your love life. It comes from failures that you've never dealt with, things that you've hid.
Well, Jay-Z did say you can't heal what you don't reveal. Didn't he say that on 444?
Yeah, you can't heal what you can't reveal.
Yeah, what you don't reveal.
Ah, is that really what that was?
So you
That
can't
makes sense.
begin to self-realization and being a better person if you're not even dealing with it. Like, you know?
I think something that's
She's gonna cry.
no. What?
I almost made you cry. Is this
No.
I'm preaching?
Oh my god.
A little bit like
No.
another cry. Okay.
That's great, and that's very introspective, and that's the first step. What I think is really important to realize is there's no such thing as a pure or selfless person. No such thing. Because even while this bigger guy,
Special needs people are.
even while this bigger guy, I can't speak on that. I don't know anything. I don't have any.
I do. I have autistic
Experience.
children, and I go to their school, and I realize that they don't take in the evils of the world. They don't. They completely bypass these people who are not. They just love, and they're just happy people. Now, they may have their own issues, period, that make them like
Act out.
flare out or whatever, but that's literally not jealousy. It's like they are the perfect person in a way, although they may have all of these other issues. And as I said, special needs people. And I know people's like, yo, this guy's crazy. But I literally, when I sit in their class and I look at them, they're the happiest, best people ever. Special needs people.
I can believe that. I just don't have any personal experience with that, so I
I know.
can't speak on it. But as far as this bigger guy who's doing all of these things to help his girlfriend, the girl he's talking to, whatever, achieve self-actualization, to be positive, to let go of her demons, etc. While it might be good for her and he might be helping her, he's still benefiting from it. Not necessarily saying that like, oh, he's getting an instant gratification. But I feel like when it comes to doing the right thing, you can do the right thing without a thought because it's the right thing to do, but you're doing it not necessarily because of how other people perceive you, but a lot of it's how you perceive yourself. Like the backstage concert scenario, right? The person who's going to leave at the drop of the dime without even thinking about it. Why are they going to leave? Because if they stayed, they'd feel like shit.
Sure.
Right.
So that's what I'm saying. Like I don't.
Well, they know they can't stay. They knew that the thing wasn't that.
No, I understand what you're saying. That they have the option, but
No, they don't.
Or they don't. Okay, they don't feel like they have the option. That
They don't have it.
Going
They
to
have to go.
Right, going to their grandmother is the only option because if they didn't, they wouldn't be able.
You missed the point.
I don't think you're understanding my point.
And let me explain my point, and
Okay.
then you can tell me if you missed the point or not.
Okay.
They have to go. They don't have an option. There are people who wouldn't think twice about it because that's what the better thing, that's where they want to be with their sick grandmother. And the things that they're missing is fine. Like, it is what it is, right? I'm rather be here with you. Don't worry about that. I'm not going to sit here and feel like have this negative energy about what I could have been doing. And then there's me,
Right.
who
No.
would be with my grandmother. Can I finish?
Uh-huh.
But think,
Damn. Jay.
son, and Beyonce, son, I'd have been back there with Blue. I'd have seen the fucking twins. Son, my Snapchat would have been crazy.
Right.
All right, Grandma, I'm gonna get you something to eat. Hold on. But damn. Right? Those are two different type of people. That's my thing. It affects the way the range of love and self and care and what's it careless? No. How much I'm connected to real shit, emotions and shit like that versus my own bullshit that I've most likely been putting out there for a long time. I put my own bullshit first for a long time and hide the real shit.
That's most of us, though.
Yeah.
So no, I don't think I missed your point. I completely understand what you're saying, but I just don't agree that those completely pure, wouldn't have any doubt, wouldn't be thinking about the concert while they sit at their grandmother's bedside. There's still a reason that they think that is the only option. I'm just, the reason why I'm making this point is because while you're processing all these feelings, while you're making a goal of being a better person, I just don't want you to think that you're that far off from being what you consider a pure
Soul,
person
right.
or a pure soul. Right. That's the point that I'm trying to make, is that
I know myself, right? And I'm going to say some things that most people might be able to relate to. I'm not sure. Maybe you can.
because I personally don't have that relationship with either of my grandparents. I would stay my ass at the concert.
You're way too
Right.
you're so like it's,
So like I'm saying, like I understand,
right.
But go ahead.
I realized this weekend, and this is not. Is it all right to talk about something that hurt you if it's gonna hurt somebody else? But like, is it okay to address something that bothers you if it's gonna make somebody else feel away?
Yes,
It's okay.
Absolutely.
absolutely.
Why?
Because
Why is that okay?
me,
Like, why do you get to hurt
I-
somebody else?
I don't think. How are you hurting someone else by being in your truth? This is the truth of what happened, and I'm expressing myself, even if it's going to hurt you along the way. But how is it hurting
All
you
right.
exactly?
Okay, so this is also a layered situation, right? For one, I'm dealing with the breakup of a friendship with me and my co-host. It's painful. It's painful. We don't talk no more, right? And it bothers me every day. Every day I think about this shit. All right, whether I've overreacted, whether things were meant to be, right? And I wanted to talk about it. I wanted to come on the show and I wanted to talk about it. I talked to you, KV, talked to you, No Cum Girl. I wanted to talk about it. And we all thought about how we was going to say it. Right? Mm-hmm. And then I had a moment where I said, okay, it's not worth it. It's not worth it. If that's a friend, if that friendship ever mattered, you don't do that, right? It's deeper. It's deeper than me saying no cum girl didn't make me come. Because I was saying, yo, you know what? I talk about all of these different relationships. I talk about all of these things on this show. What's different? It's deeper because it hurts. That hurts her, right? That the things that could be said, thousands and thousands of people who would have an end on actions and motives coming from one side. That's not fair. It's too much. Nigga, you want to deal with them, you either talk to that person or go to a fucking therapist, call your friends, whatever. But doing it on that level is fucked up. I related it back to a statement that I wanted to make, which was, and I'll say the statement, I wish I had better parents. I wish I had better parents. I don't know if KV can relate. I know that you go through certain things in your life where you might say, you know, I don't know if it was my upbringing or whatever, but our parents fuck us up.
Absolutely.
A lot of us deal with our parents' issues way more than we should have to. If your parents ain't clean, if they got psychological issues, emotional issues, mental issues, shit like that, they become you. They become your problem. And there's a lot of times where you're dealing with somebody where you know that's not right, what they're doing is not right, but that's your fucking parent. You can't change them. You just got to deal with it. You got to go in your room as a person who doesn't know nothing about life and deal with these injustices or whatever that they're putting on you just because that's their issue. Period. That's their psychological issue. It's their problem. They become your problems. You start dealing with other people in your life based on what you learned from these people that's supposed to be protecting you and raising you. Now, you never going to have the clean relationship. And I keep saying clean because nothing's really clean, right? Like Vega has been saying, you know, everything's a little brown. Everything has a little bit of brown in it. Just listen to me and just try to understand where I'm coming from, right?
Okay.
Listen, the fact of the matter is, when you talk about the issues that you have, could it potentially hurt your parents' feelings?
Yeah.
Absolutely. But guess what? They're adults.
And that's real. And it's real shit. Why?
Like they're adults.
But if I'm gonna protect
who's
my
gonna protect
partner,
you?
Who's gonna protect your kids?
Mom?
But who's gonna protect your kids
Why would I put out my
if
dad?
you don't stop the cycle?
Right.
Who's gonna protect your kids?
That's why you go to a therapist.
Heal what you don't reveal.
That's why you go to a therapist.
Okay.
If Jay-Z, what he did was public. Everybody knew he cheated. We don't know, but I'm sure people in the know knew.
He cheated
Right?
publicly. He apologized.
He apologized publicly. What she did happened. My mother did happen in the house. What happened with me and my co-host happened behind the scenes. It's different.
Right. It is different for an average individual. But Tahoe, at the end of the day,
I'm above average to you.
You're a public figure. I didn't say you were above average.
You can
I was
put
gonna
that.
say you're a public
you can
figure.
put that in your bio because that's like a new thing. Public figure.
Yeah, I know that, but I just it's such a dick
But
riding thing.
It is.
But it's like a thing. I think they have like
Or
a list of
influencer.
things that you can pick to do it because it's like a connection to business accounts. Go ahead, Vega. Go ahead. She's like, oh my God, I want to prove my point. I have something to say. Go ahead.
As a public figure and as a public figure who is influencing and opening up about your life experiences to be able to help people through their own experiences, it's kind of your job to make private things public. It's your job. That's what you're supposed to do.
Your relationship was very public. The breakup, not what happened in the background and whatever. It wasn't public, but people know, but they don't know. And I do think your followers and listeners kind of sort of would like to get a little bit of an insight on what happened between you two?
Oh, I don't agree with that at all. No, I'm specifically talking about as far as like speaking on your mom. And the reason why is because that has a bigger overarching impact. It has it has more of a long-term effect, right? You're talking about parenting and lifestyle situations, and you're talking about something that's very broad and very general. Your relationship with Cuddy and what did and did not happen and how you guys got to the point that you're in now is very specific. And the reason why people want to know is because they're nosy as shit. Yeah, none of their business.
Absolutely.
It's none of their business.
Right.
And it's unnecessary, and it's unfortunate.
Right. So you think that the mother situation is more of a bigger deal?
I would agree. She's been
Absolutely.
your mother for almost 43 years.
But it's gonna hurt her. If my mother would have ever hear that story,
I'm sure if you
necessary for your healing, just like how Cuddy had her thing with her mom, like over her lifetime, like she damn near hated her mom, and she had to have that uncomfortable conversation with her mom in order to move forward.
Right.
And at the end of the
so good.
Yeah,
she
like
felt
now
so
she's
good.
around
her. At the end of the day, like your mom is still around.
Yeah.
Your mom still has time to grow and change as a person. Your mom still has time to realize your perspectives, right? Because perception is key, right? Your mom sees it from her point of view and how she thinks she's disseminating information, how she thinks you're receiving it.
Right.
But what happens when you make assumptions? You make an ass out of you and me. So she doesn't really know how these things have affected you. And you don't really know how her relationship with you, which I think we can all agree has been tumultuous, affects her relationships with other people. I think that's necessary. Like I'm writing a book about all the fucked up shit that's ever happened in my life.
The W in woman is for wonderful.
What?
Just
No.
perspective title.
Right.
No, not, absolutely not. But I know for a fact that my family is going to hate this book. I know for a fact they are going to hate it because I'm making it public information. I am airing out every dirty laundry, sock, sheet, whatever.
People don't like to see their
But
faults.
why is that
Exactly.
necessary instead of just going to a therapist? Do you consider yourself a public figure?
I do
And
consider
even
myself a
so,
public figure.
Being
And
a public figure doesn't mean that you have to talk about, you have to fuck up relationships or fuck other people up. That doesn't, you try to,
No, absolutely.
you try to
but
connect.
this is the reason. This is the reason why.
You go, and then I go, and then you go. Right? You can't connect the fact that I'm a public figure with airing out my dirty laundry, friends, parents, shit like that, and say, oh, but it's okay, it's your duty. That's not fair. If I have my own issues, isn't it? It's cool that I talk about it with a therapist or to them.
I think the most important.
But to
is
talk about it to the public,
it depends on
writing
your
a
purpose.
book.
It depends on your purpose. You want to have this conversation with your mother to express yourself. You also want to stop
Well,
this.
I've tried to do that.
You want to stop the cycle because you already have children. And the reason why I think it's your duty to
I'm fucking them up.
to share is because you care about your listeners. You care about the people,
Absolutely.
right? You want to help them get through the shit that they're going through, especially if it's similar to you.
Right.
That's the same reason why I'm writing my book. Because I've been to therapy.
I've been through that, right?
I was in therapy twice a week for 8 months and then continued once a week. I've been in therapy now for 2 years. I have come to the conclusion, like, hey, you've been mentally, verbally, and emotionally abused your entire life. I've come to the conclusion that although I love my mother unconditionally, I cannot be around her because I can't have that negative influence in my life. And I can love her from a distance. And I have no problem with that. The reason I'm writing the book is because I know that there are other people that feel the same way that I feel and have gone through similar shit or are going through similar shit or maybe haven't gone through it yet. And I know what that pain is like and I don't want them to experience it even if I don't know them. So if my experiences and the shit that I've gone through can help one person, one individual person not experience the same thing
Or help cope.
then it was worth it. Because there's no way in hell that I'm going through this shit for no reason. I refuse to believe that. I refuse to believe that.
You said a lot.
You did.
Like you literally, you may have convinced me. Because, one thing, when we're speaking about me and what I've learned or who I want to be by the end of 2018 is to listen.
Absolutely.
And is to listen more,
That's
right?
our biggest goal.
On the show with me and Cuddy, and I said her name several times today, but I was very combative, right? You just said so much that it should be like a period at the end of that. And people should just be able to soak that in. So, all right. Speaking about my mom, I don't think I'm comfortable speaking about it yet. She has been the biggest blessing in my life overall. But at the same time, we have my relationship with her has affected the way I deal with women, with my children.
Absolutely.
At some point, with my sons, I used to parent very hard. I used to yell, grab, right? Yo, you're not doing this. Stand over here right now. You're on punishment.
Used to treat them like little adults.
I used to treat them like my mom used to treat me. And something happened where I looked in the mirror overall and I saw what I was doing and I saw my mom. And I decided to change everything about the way I dealt with them. Not raising my voice no more. I laugh, joke, play. You know what I mean? If there's trouble, if there's something, I don't want to scare them. I would rather them understand why it's wrong. Right? And so now, like, it's funny. When I hear their mom yell at them, I look over and they're looking at me and I'm like, yo, it's cool. Just go do it the other way. Like, don't worry about it. And it works so much better. Nobody told my mom that. My grandmother tried, but I'm pretty sure my mom is just acting out what she learned from her parents. Right? Grandparents get old and swear that they're just this completely nicer, new person to their grandkids. But why you ain't treat me like this? Like you treated me like shit and you want to come in here and save him from a beating. And I guess people, I don't know, when did beating become such a bad thing? Because when I was a kid, everybody got beatings.
I think there's a...
When people was whooping ass where kids were going to school with bruises.
Yeah. I went to school with black eyes.
Yeah, that's crazy.
I went to school with, I didn't know it was going to change. The coloration in my face was so bad. The discoloration in my face was so bad.
Why are you hitting your kid in the face? Like, this is...
I didn't think that she would lose it. I think that she was dealing with whatever she was going through.
Hurt people.
And then when the gates of terror opened, all of that shit came out on you.
And I think that's where beating became a bad thing. Yeah. When
I've been kicked down steps, all kind of shit.
Right. When people realized that that thin line of discipline and
abuse,
anger, abuse, etc. was crossed. Like, do you remember the last time you got a beating? Because I remember specifically the last time my mom tried to spank, hit, whatever me.
You wilded out?
I was in high school. I was maybe like 13, 14 years old.
Usually when you start feeling yourself.
No, I don't even remember.
No, women love fighting their kids.
You was fucking, right?
I don't know.
Once you start fucking, you like,
no, not even.
All right, go.
My mom was pregnant with my little brother, and a little backstory. My mom found out that she had breast cancer 2 weeks after she found out she was pregnant. Jesus. So my last whooping, she was probably like 7 to 8 months pregnant, bald because she was going through chemo, and yelling at me about something. And I just looked at her and was just like, this ain't even about me. Because she had like chased me because I walked away from her, and she broke the espadrilles, like the wedges that she was wearing. She like teeter-tottered on them. She like ripped her shoes.
That was Tahoe.
What?
That was
What?
She's wearing wedges.
Wedges.
My mom's wearing wedges.
My mom
and it
was wearing
broke.
wedges.
I know that was
What kind of wedges?
the Tahoe gods hating those
Yeah, I
shoes.
know.
The basket wedges?
That's picture.
The heels, the sandals.
But you're Spanish,
the
right?
sandals, yes.
I mean, that's
Puerto Rican.
I mean,
That is normal.
that's normal. That's their shit.
Yeah,
That
it
is their
is. It
shit.
really is.
I ain't mad at that.
But I she tried to hit me. I like ducked her and I caught her wrist and I looked at her.
She
Like
probably
Tariq?
looked at- Yeah.
Hey, bitch, are you crazy?
Like I caught her wrist and I looked at her and I was just like, "Don't put your hands on me." And I walked away and I closed the door to my
Oh, you
room.
was able. Nigga.
I mean, listen,
I'd be like, don't.
What?
Oh.
And then I
I
you
woke
wouldn't
up
have made
too
it
much.
to walk away.
what could she do? She was pregnant
No.
and going through chemo, and I just caught her hand.
The next part of that story would have
Like-
been, and I woke up 2 months later in a fucking coma.
No, because and like I said, that's when I realized it had nothing to do with me. Like it wasn't. At that point, I feel like whoopings aren't appropriate anymore when you can have a conscious, cognizant conversation with that child. When they understand right and wrong, when you can, like you said, explain to them, there's no reason for it. In the real world, you can't solve your problems by whooping somebody. And if you do, you gonna catch a case.
Right.
Because niggas be snitching.
Right.
That's a fact.
Like, so why?
That's a fact.
so why instill that in your kids? That makes no sense.
Because we're dealing with our own pain.
Right. And again, that's just proving the point further that it doesn't really have anything to do with you. Like,
But now it does. Now it's your issue. Because
Yeah.
now you deal with people. Like, I literally think about how I was with my ex, right?
right.
I used to think I was such a great dude. I used to think I was like, yeah, I treated her real good. I didn't listen. I flared up at times. I didn't beat her, but all of these pain when you deal with your heart and you got all of these different emotions that's like surrounding it, surrounding the core, right? When you open it, all of these bad shit comes out before you get to the good shit.
Absolutely.
All it is like this floodgates of bad shit. Anger, jealousy, hate, guilt, whatever comes out. Boom. And this person is just trying to deal with you on a certain level and they got to deal with all of this other shit before they get to the inside. And whatever they seen at first, that's your representative.
Right.
It's who you want to be. It's not who you really are. And so now I'm trying to deal with. So we're saying this all started right with me saying whether I'm going to be in a relationship in the end of 2018 to bring it full circle.
Right. You want to be a better person in
I
2018.
gotta find a way to get past all that shit.
Right.
So therapy, and we have an interesting concept of what we're going to be doing on the show. For people who have said, I love the direction of where the show is going. There's a reason. I've actually been paying attention to me. You guys, the listeners, my fans, the fans are so shameless, have touched me in a way that I am actually listening. And I realize that I'm not Dr. Phil. I'm not this perfect dude. I'm literally, I have all of this power because I got this mic in front of me, but I actually have a responsibility. And even if I realize that I'm not perfect,
Right. You're learning.
I have to do my best to work towards it. And so that's what we'll be doing on the show. This is why I listen to XD. This is why I let Mandy attack. I mean, I said what I had to say to shut her ass up. But I listened to her because she did have a point,
Perspective,
right?
right.
She had her own perspective. I did my best to not, come at her. I did my best, but, you got to defend yourself. You can't just be getting
Right.
beat up out here. I ain't no punk bitch.
Mandy was on your ass. She was on.
She wanted to peg me
Yeah. She. Wait.
on air, nigga.
She was on.
Turn your ass over. This is for all the shit you said. So
No behavior.
yeah,
You have no behavior.
and then in dealing with this other situation, people have noticed I haven't been on Snapchat lately. I haven't been on Instagram. It's because Keanu. Jesus Christ, you just need to out yourself, baby.
You might as well.
Yeah,
he
you
already
said it
said your name like
5,000
3
times.
times.
So we
No,
all
we
know
were
who you
calling
are.
me
What is
Keanu.
your at name? So we all know
We're
who
not
you
all doing
are.
at names.
Why not?
Why are we doing at names?
We don't know who you are. Let's just get it over with.
Get your followers up, girl.
So we can just say your name.
Okay.
All right. I'm not gonna force you
Key.
anything.
Just say Key.
All right.
Just say Key.
We've all noticed how quiet I've been, and like I said, I'm being kind of hurt, right? And Kiana said, "It's because you're going through a breakup.
Mm-hmm.
It's a real breakup. This isn't. This is no different than when you're having a breakup in your personal life or
In your romantic.
It's the end of an
relationship.
era.
right. I forget where we're supposed to go from here with the breakup thing. What are reasons, right? Friends break up. I believe that's what it was. I think. What are reasons?
We're supposed to been talking about how people don't really pay attention or give themselves time to cope from a breakup, from a friendship, a platonic relationship. We always talking about our, significant others and exes and stuff like that and how they hurt us. But a lot of people don't talk about how your friends can hurt you and break your heart. And it can be just as bad as a romantic breakup.
It's funny because one of my friends last night hit me and he was like, "Yo, sorry, yo, I didn't invite you to the party, or when I got there, I didn't tell you I was there." And I was like, "Nigga, I wasn't coming to that shit. Like, I didn't want to be around you and your friends. Your friends ain't my friends." I realized that over all of this time, maybe 10 years, 12 years that I've been hanging around y'all, you're my friend. Those are your friends.
Right.
They don't look at me the same. They look at you. I trying to fit in with y'all, and I'm trying to da. And it's always, they say, "Oh, that's just Tahoe." That's Jamal's friend. That's his friend. You know what I'm saying? That's what they're saying. And that shit bothered the fuck out of me for mad long when I realized this person disappointed me, that person disappointed me. Oh, I look for this connection with you, to never get it. And it's because you don't even look at me that way.
The way I look at you.
The way I look at you. There are people out here that you think that you're mad cool with, and you are. They're not. They don't.
There are a lot of situations where you can be a better friend to someone than they are to you.
Right.
Is that friendship?
It depends. I mean, it can be. I think when you've reached the emotional maturity level to realize and make realistic expectations of people, it can be friendship. Because there's people,
where you stand. So.
right? Exactly. There's people that I know what I can call you for, and I know what I can count on you for, and I know what I can't. Right? One of my friends, her way of putting it is, there are certain people, you leave them where you find them. Right? I met you in the club. Cool. We can kick it. We can party. We can go out together. And girl, you can find your own ride home because I'm going to leave you where I found you.
Oh my God. That's harsh.
But at the same time,
literal, like
I'm not taking you home.
but that's real shit. Like, right? Like I met you
You
in
can drive a bitch home and don't call her tomorrow. Like, y'all ain't got to go for fucking... You ain't go for ice cream and shit. You ain't got to go to Cold Stone together, but you ain't got to leave the bitch in the club.
But at the same, like, you got there on your own. You can get home on your own too. Like, this is the situation where I met you. This is the situation in which we're friends. And I think it takes a certain level of maturity to realize that not everybody you meet is genuine. Not everybody you meet is you're going to have a long-standing connection with. Not everybody you meet
it's gonna be your bestie.
is
Right.
you can make into a best friend. Not everyone needs to know your whole story.
I think heartbreak comes from expectations. Like, if you don't
Absolutely.
put these certain level of expectations on people, you wouldn't be as hurt. Like, if I expect my man to do X, Y, and Z and he falls short from that, that's heartbreak, or my feelings are hurt. But there's some relationships and friendships where, like, I wouldn't say leave them where you left them, but just know where you stand with people. Sometimes you see yourself, the only time you hear from a person is if you're reaching out to them all the time. Like, it's a one-sided friendship. Then you need to fall back and stop putting so much on that.
You don't even need to fall back. You just need to realize, hey, this is a cool person, but this isn't necessarily the person that I can depend on for XYZ. Like, I know who I can call to post my bail.
I don't want no fake ass friends.
But why is that a fake friend?
It's
Why do they even have to be a friend? That's an acquaintance.
All right, so then
That's
be an
someone
acquaintance.
you know.
So then they don't belong in this conversation. I'm talking about motherfuckers
Friends.
who you fuck with, and they don't fuck with you the way you fuck with them. I had a recent conversation, right, where a person said to me, you look out for me this certain way. That don't mean I need to look out for you that certain way. That bothered me. If you can acknowledge it, and then when the situation comes, say, I don't care that you did that for me. It don't mean I'm gonna do it for you.
Right.
How the fuck do we move on? How the fuck do we move on? Because you're basically throwing this shit in my face saying, for one, you didn't appreciate it, what I did, right? You acknowledge it, but you ain't appreciate it enough because you're not even willing to reciprocate. It's not that deep with me.
But this is
as it is for you.
This is the thing. You cannot put that expectation on somebody else.
I'm not going to fuck with you.
Listen, and that's fine. You have every right to do that. That is an indication of how big your heart is.
Yeah.
How many people do you want to be a friend to, regardless
Is that
of
needy? Is that needy? Am I a bigger friend because I need more than that person may need? Maybe that person don't need that connection with people as much as I. Does that make me needy?
If it does, I don't think there's anything wrong with being needy. Like, I
But is it fair to ask them for that if they don't need it?
You can ask them for it.
You understand what I'm going
But
with?
if they don't reciprocate it, then again, that's on you to move on. That's on you to dial
Are they
back.
a bad friend? If you're super needy for friendship, if you're super needy for that friendship, but they aren't, for not one, because maybe their friendship pool is so deep they got enough, or maybe they just don't go that deep with situations, people, actions, whatever. Is it that they're a bad friend or that you're a needy friend?
I don't.
Do you understand where I'm going with this?
I
Exactly what you're
do.
saying.
I do. But I think that this circles back into what we were talking about before, as far as
I need juice. Go ahead. Keep talking.
as far as keeping the issues of past relationships of our parents, of etc. Like that's in that issue, because you don't know where this friendship issue is coming from, right? Maybe they are completely fulfilled. Maybe they're not. Who knows?
It's a little different for me. Most of my friends, I call them my sisters. Like, my friendships are deep. I don't really have too many laxy daisies, just randoms acquaintance. Like, my friends, I call them my soulmates, because if I can't get right with these niggas. My friends are the ones that know me. I know their heart, and vice versa. So I've been in a situation where it was two girls I called my sisters, and they did me dirty. No reason for the backstory, but and it broke my heart to this day. Like, I still miss them, but the way they treated me, I knew where I stood, and I knew I couldn't keep putting myself through that hurt, or
Right, because you have to protect yourself.
Right, I have to protect myself at the end of the
Absolutely.
day. And yeah, that just really broke my heart. And people just don't really talk about the heartbreak of their friendships.
You know what's crazy? I wonder if those friends understand. Like, a lot of people are not good at saying sorry or acknowledging or listening, right? So they would rather
It wither away. Let it go.
it wither away. They rather just let it go. People would rather stay in their corner where it's safe than come out to the middle of the ring where they can be affected, where
Yep.
they can be hurt, where they're vulnerable.
Right.
These people may have realized, I did her wrong,
I got to save face.
and just stayed in
Yep.
their fucking corner and let that like, to me, that's fucked up. You just don't care enough to feel like you did
to
something
have
wrong.
this uncomfortable conversation. And right.
You can't just say sorry.
Yep.
You can't acknowledge it.
People don't
That
care
bothers
about
me.
your closure. People don't care about your closure. Why should they?
It's bothersome.
Why do you need friends like that?
You don't. That's why I said you need to manage your own emotions, and you need to set the right types of expectations, because you don't need friends like that.
Right.
But again, it depends on the type of person you are and how big your heart is. Like,
Doesn't it depend on the type of person they are too?
Definitely.
I don't think so.
Well,
'Cause
if
I-
I
'cause
befriend
the-
you,
the
if
ti-
I befriend you, and I know you're a selfish person to your other friends, or if I know you have emotional issues with people that you love, or if I know that you've let friendships go for less, how could I expect you reasonably? Because I've befriended you. I said I was okay with who you are already before it affected me. I said, yo, I accept you into my life as is. I accept your truth. How could I then ignore that when it comes to you handling me the same way?
I don't think.
Isn't that my fault?
I don't think it's your fault, but just like regular relationships, people always tend to think I'm different. They're going to handle me differently. Even going in a relationship with a man that you know ain't shit and he's been playing and having all these girls on the side, you still take that risk because you think you're different and they're going to respond to you differently until you get treated just like everyone else have, and then now it's an issue. It happens all the time. We have this ego that we're different and we don't like to take things for face value.
Ego
Ego
is big. Ego is big. How do you deal with that?
Personally, I've realized that I am a genuine person. I genuinely care about people, what they're going through. I want to help everybody. Obviously not possible, but if
Why?
someone because I can't help everybody else until I get my shit together.
No, but why do you feel the need to do that? I think that speaks about something about you.
Absolutely. It's layered again in emotional, mental, verbal abuse and
acceptance.
Absolutely. I agree.
Absolutely.
You want to be accepted by these people. So
Right.
you do your best to help them, to show your worth.
Yeah.
With that being said, I've also been in positions where I've realized that, like, hey, no matter what I do, they're not going to give a shit. And something else that I worked through in therapy was, am I going to let who that person is affect the person I want to be? And for a while, it did. And I was bitter and I was angry and I was a loner. And I didn't value people and relationships the same way that I once had. And I realized, you're holding on to a whole lot of hate and a whole lot of hurt.
Son, that should be deep, nigga.
And then I let it go. And I accepted the fact that, you know what? Not everybody is as genuine as I am. Not everybody's going to care about me the way I care about them. Not everybody is going to have someone else's best interest at heart. But I'm not going to let that make me less of an amazing friend. I'm not going to let that make me less of a good person. So am I going without in certain situations and certain relationships? Yes. But I feel like the difference between then and now is that I accept that I accept it. And I don't have the same validation in that I used to.
I want to know one thing. All right. How do you know when it's time to move on? Is it an instant? Is the length of your friendship? Does it matter? Are you willing to leave somebody based on something they did right now or the measure of your friendship? Like, how do you know? How do you scale these things?
For me, it's an instant. It's like a switch that goes off when it's like, this, it's not working anymore. Like when I feel myself literally not caring to even talk about the situation, to work past it. Like it's a switch. It's not it happens gradually and then the lights go off and it's over.
What about you, Vega?
I feel similarly in my platonic relationships as I do my romantic ones. Mm-hmm. I'm not willing to argue and fight about things. I'm not willing to leave for. So, in a platonic relationship, in a platonic friendship.
That doesn't sound healthy. Let me tell you why. While you get your thoughts together, right? Mm-hmm. The reason I don't think that sounds healthy is that means that if it's not worth breaking up over, it's not worth being spoken about. It's not worth.
I didn't say not speaking about it.
Well,
I said arguing about it.
Arguing, a conversation could turn into an argument in a matter of words, and it doesn't mean it's something worth breaking up for.
And it can, but I don't hop on problems, issues when I'm in the heat of the moment or the heat of the emotion. I will have a conversation about it at a later date when I'm able to examine my own emotions before I put them out for somebody else.
Well, you're better than me.
Yeah, because I'm
I'm in your ass.
No.
Tahoe, you're definitely like that. Like,
what you just
Tahoe,
say?
He needs to talk about it right
It's
now.
arguing time.
No,
I'm a person. I need to speak about it right now.
Did you just put my mop on my fucking ironing board? It's arguing time.
Seriously.
Hey, I'm with the shit.
Yeah, you're with the shits.
What's up?
It's arguing. No, Tahoe be like,
I wish y'all could
we
see
got a
the
problem.
faces he making.
We got
right
a
now.
problem.
Right
We got
now.
beef.
Yeah.
We got
Let's
beef.
pull over and do it.
Right now, we got beef.
Because guess what?
Yeah, I'm like
It's arguing time.
I don't like to argue.
Shit.
I'm over it.
I think that with me personally, it's cumulative, right?
Cumulative. Four syllables. Cumulative. It's four. That's the second big word she dropped today. Yeah, keep her around.
You said permeate.
Permeate.
Mm-hmm. Cumulative. Some other
This is great.
fucking
Disseminate. I use disseminate.
But we didn't know what
Disseminate.
that meant, so we just
still
Oh, disseminate.
just let that go.
Yeah, like yeah.
To
What you
disseminate.
just said.
Do that.
Yeah.
Okay, for all the listeners, to disseminate information is to pass down or share information to
Jesus Christ.
educate.
Thanks.
But I feel like if I have a calm, cool, and collected conversation with you about something that's bothering me, and I make it clear how I feel, and you don't make an active effort to acknowledge or address it, you don't care about me as much as I care about you. And that's when not necessarily the friendship or the relationship is over. That's when it gets reprioritized. And as it gets reprioritized, usually it just fades to black. You get shifted down and down and down and down. And that doesn't mean that I'm not going to be there for you. It doesn't mean that you can't come talk to me just off of the strength of I genuinely cared about you. I had love for you. I will always be someone you can talk to. It doesn't mean I'm going to be able to talk to you.
You know what's crazy? I had one friendship in my life. We had an argument about dogs. And I was ready to fight. I'm a very volatile. I've grown up very volatile. In leaving, he said to me, it's time for me to reevaluate. And he left. All right? It was a bunch of us in the crib. But as he left, he said, it's time for me to reevaluate. Because I was mad. I was angry. He didn't want to fight. He's like, this always got to go there. He's like, come on, we're fucking damn near 40. You still want to fight everybody?
This is recent.
Huh? This is a couple years
5
ago.
years ago.
I don't remember when it was. It was years ago, but it was recent. When you get old, years is recent stuff. And he stopped answering my texts, calls. Yo, where you at? Yo, pull up. Stop pulling up. And I realized that evaluate meant that he reprioritized where I stood in his life, right? Bothered me. But I realized that I've since learned how to do that with people. I've since realized that just because we were deep before don't mean we're deep now, that we need to be the same way now. I can respect our past, but say that time had peaked.
I'm cool.
It's peaked a long time ago, and now I'm holding on to this weight that is like slowing me down emotionally.
Yep.
Slowing me down in my progress, period, right, in life. And I realize that I can be the protagonist in that situation, and I can also be the antagonist in that situation. sometimes I've affected relationships that need to be reevaluated. Sometimes it's up to me to reevaluate certain shit. But you have to respect, especially when done well, when done right. As long as you ain't stabbing up my tires, as long as you're not trying to fuck my ex. Like, my nigga, if you try to fuck my ex, it's lit.
Beef, right?
It's lit. Like, it's lit. Just because you don't even care that we was friends, that's enemy shit. If a person who I don't know or a person who I'm not friends with or whatever tries to fuck my ex, that's not as bad as a person who I was friends with.
Right.
So you are now enemy level. You don't do shit like that. So I had to reevaluate. How? What?
I have a question.
What?
So let's say a former
What?
friend
What?
developed an actual like feeling or relationship.
That happened on This Is Us, and I'm still trying to figure out what the fuck is going on.
I so wish I saw this show.
Yo, the wife, mother.
The wife. Okay.
No, the wife, the mother of these
The
kids.
mother.
She had a husband, father of these kids. They together. The whole show is about them raising these 3 kids. They do flashbacks from the past to the present continuously throughout the show. That's what the show is about. How they were brought up and who they are now
This
as
is
people.
us. Right.
Right.
In the flashbacks, she has a husband who's a good father. He overcame alcoholism. They have all of these great memories. They've never painted him in a bad light.
Okay.
In the present, she's married to his best friend.
What?
In the present, she's married to his best friend. And people, I explained to XD. I said, I'm mad, because me and XD talk online now. I said, I'm mad, I'm angry, I'm bitter, I'm fucking upset. He didn't respond. Somebody else said, just wait and see what happens before being mad. Just wait. So apparently there's a reason why it's okay that she married his best friend, but I don't understand it. How?
Maybe he died.
No. That's some like Walking Dead when they thought Rick was dead and she started sleeping with Shane. I don't think.
I mean, that's the same thing that
Did you
happened.
see Walking Dead?
I was bothered by that.
I was bothered too.
The Pearl Harbor movie
Shane?
with Ben Affleck.
She started fucking Shane. Wait. What?
Yo.
Pearl Harbor.
I was pissed off.
Because they think
Which they did that. And then she went back to Ben Affleck when he died.
Well, yeah.
Ben Affleck went away in Pearl Harbor. His
Yeah.
girl started fucking with his best friend. Ben Affleck comes back. Now they thought he was dead. He comes back. Now how long did they think he was dead for? 8 months? Something like that?
It was a minute.
8
not a
months?
minute.
It's not a
I
minute.
mean, listen, when you are mourning the loss of somebody and you're both mourning the same person and you find comfort in each other and you're of the opposite sex, like
they
that,
found
that's
comfort of the penis inside of the vagina. That's
okay. So you found comfort in each other. Like, I don't think that's that far reaching, especially
happens a
when,
lot.
especially when you were his friend for a reason. Y'all have a lot in common. Obviously,
You know that
you have
happens
a
when,
lot
like,
of
when-
shared experiences.
I'm bothered. I'm
Listen,
bothered.
you know what
It's
happens
not
when-
cool.
Listen,
when
It
niggas
happened to me.
I would
Bro.
say, you know, when niggas go to jail, a lot of the times they girl be fucking with the mans.
right. Listen,
Not me.
actually, okay, so
But
funny fucked up story. So
You did it?
No.
oh, okay.
You're a friend fucker?
No.
You're a friend fucker.
If I don't care about you, I might fuck your friend.
If you don't care, doesn't mean you don't respect them. Why? Why does it have to go that deep?
No,
I'm
I'm
not a
but
friend fucker.
okay.
They're just
Because
whack.
if we're just fucking,
No offense.
because
It's whack.
if we're just fucking and I don't care about you,
It's still whack.
I don't care that you guys were friends. That sounds like a you problem. That don't have shit to do with me.
That's fucking whack. Listen,
That don't
listen,
have nothing to
let
do
me
with
just,
me.
Let me just finish off this Pearl Harbor shit. Right?
This is us.
No, we were talking about Pearl
Pearl
Harbor,
Oh.
the movie.
He
yeah.
goes away.
Oh, okay, yeah.
He dies. He quote unquote dies. His friend starts comforting his girlfriend.
Yeah.
Right? He comes back. He's mad. Him and his friend fight, everything. He's upset. I can't believe you started fucking my bitch. Like, how dare I thought you was my nigga. You was watching her the whole time we was together. Were you waiting for me to leave? You backstabber, friend fucker. Right?
Fucker.
Right? They go away together. They make their peace. Guess what? the friend fucker dies. He dies.
Yeah.
Before he died, though, the
He got a girl pregnant.
The girlfriend told the original dyer,
Ben
Affleck, that she's pregnant with his baby, the friend fucker's baby.
The wife fucker.
Girlfriend fucker.
Girlfriend fucker. Mm-hmm.
Baby. So when he's away, he's like, yo, oh shit, you can't die. You're about to have a baby. And the friend says, no, you're about to have a baby. I need you to be the father of my child. Are you giving my bitch back? Like on your deathbed? Like what? I have to take care of your baby?
That's deep.
That is fucked up. You don't give me that responsibility. I want to raise your bastard child. This is fucked up. And so now at the end of the movie, they're walking away into the sunset together with the baby. It's not cool. This shit happened to me. All right. Except I never beat.
It was middle school, right?
I was in high school.
This is probably
this is
why you're hurt.
This is the relationship that fucked up Tahoe for everybody
else. No, this is not Monique. This is somebody else. This is Vicky, right? I grow up. I go to high school. When I get there, first week, I fall in love. I fell in love, man.
First week.
She's beautiful. She's from Queens. She's beautiful, man. I chased her for years, Jack. Never got her. Chased her for years.
This nigga is so old. Jack.
I tailored how I would dress when I was going to school because I got kicked out of that school. But when I would go up there, I tailored how I would dress because I knew I was going to see her. Mm-hmm. Right? Finally, she goes away to college. They go away to college. Now, the whole time that I was on her back, I had friends. I had best friends. I had cool friends. I had acquaintances. One of my best friends goes to school with her, calls me years later. Yo, what's up? What you doing? What are you doing this Friday? I said, I ain't doing shit. Smoking weed, chilling with the fellas. Yo, you want to come to my wedding? I'm like, what?
Wait, you got a pull up to my wedding invitation?
Yeah. He's like, yeah.
Fucking.
Yeah, me and Vicky get married. I'm like, what? Vicky who? He's like, Vicky from high school.
First of all, if you haven't even been in communication with this guy for years, that you didn't even know he was dating her, yet he's inviting you to the wedding. That's a little strange.
We were friends. It
Not
was just
that much that you
we
didn't
were
know.
we're still friends. I don't speak to him all the time, but he's still one of my best friends. Anything that ever happened, I would call him. Okay. Anything real that goes on in his life, he'll call me. I'll be a good therapist or situation ear, whatever. If he needs to come sit, drink, talk, whatever. As you get older, you don't have to have consistent communication. You know what I'm saying? What?
But not once.
What?
It doesn't sound like you were ever with Vicky.
I wasn't.
Though. Okay,
right.
So then
she was the love of my life.
Okay.
Oh my God.
How you gonna marry her?
Tahoe.
She's supposed to be off limits. What?
You gotta let that hurt go, boo. Let that hurt
let
go,
that
boo.
all the way go.
Let that hurt go, boo.
I went to the wedding.
You can really continue with this story. You went to the wedding.
She's pregnant. Right.
I feel like I heard this before.
I think I told about it.
I think you told me.
This I didn't talk about. But in any case, I finally gave them my blessings. Like it hurt
because they needed.
It would hurt, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if it hurt, but whatever.
Okay, Tahoe.
Yeah. All right. Let's wrap this shit up. We're coming upon the 2-hour mark. Have we gotten anywhere?
I think we made a lot of progress. You're gonna have a conversation with your mother.
No.
Eventually.
I'm gonna have a conversation with a therapist.
Okay.
And you and I have plans for that, so we'll see how that works out.
I think I want to see a therapist. Maybe I told you that before.
Well, we have some things going on. We'll talk about off the show, but we do have big plans. Your breasts are fucking huge. Like
I have a whole.
They should not be that big in a hoodie.
I have a hoodie on.
Yes,
they should not be that big.
Like an actual.
They're round in the hoodie.
Like a
That's
kangaroo
crazy.
pouch with a hoodie. Like.
And you're talking about
just
my
huge.
dress.
But her titties would pop out of a turtleneck, so
yeah,
they do.
They do.
They do.
I tell people like I can wear a turtleneck and you're still gonna realize my titties are huge.
They're great. So
thanks.
No surprise.
I think that it's gonna be an interesting dynamic here on So Shameless going forward. And I hope that you guys learned something today. We didn't really come through any. That's a good question.
XD asked you, and I really liked that.
That's
so
a good. What did you learn today?
What did you learn today? So I want us to keep asking that. What did you learn today?
Nothing. Well, I.
Are you sure?
Well,
Nothing. Like what?
I think that it's okay,
Right.
to express yourself, even though it may hurt people, right? I still don't think that that maybe I'm a public figure and maybe I do have a responsibility if that's the soapbox that I choose to stand on, or if that's the crown that I choose to wear, that I do have a responsibility to speak certain things that may be uncomfortable to some, but more of a benefit to the masses. But yet and still, I don't think that speaking on it without educating yourself. One thing that XD told me, and I love the fact that he keeps being mentioned in his brilliance more than in his gayness. XD just said so many powerful things on the show that we keep mentioning it because of his brilliance. One of the things that he said was, when asked a question about why people ask these questions or why people behave this way or why they're so angry or whatever, and he said, because they haven't done the work. Do the work is like my 2018 motto. All right. And I'm allowed to say it's a 2018 motto because I probably won't say it in 2019 because I might have said it too much in 2018. Right? Listen, I choose to, when I am ready to speak on it, it's because I've started to do the work. I've started to understand more. I don't want to be ignorant. I think I was saying on internet the other day, being ignorant is so easy because you don't have to know shit, right? It's easy to be some ignorant tweeter with 290,000 ignorant comments over the course of 10 years. It's going to be a lot harder moving forward because I want to educate myself. It's going to be a lot harder for me to keep tweeting ignorant shit all the time. Not going to say I'm going to stop because it's fun. I love fun. But when you're trying to fill this emptiness in your heart, in your head, in your brain, in your consciousness with powerful things, being ignorant is kind of less attractive. And so that's what I'm trying to do now. I'm trying to educate myself. Thanks to Cuddy, thanks to XD, thanks to Tax, my friend who told me, like, yo, if you're going to be out there, nigga, you gotta learn women, you gotta learn gay people, you gotta learn white people, you gotta be ready to spew some shit on everybody because they all gonna question you and why you feel like you have the right to talk. He told me that from jail the other day. And he was like, so motherfucker, open up some books. I said, but how? I can't read from the top to the bottom to the page.
Without falling asleep.
I said, but
Without
how?
waking up 3 hours later.
So yeah, we're working on that. I would like to thank both of you for coming. Vega, thank you for helping me with producing the show. Kiana, I'm about to say your name. At No Cum Girl. She's like, no, wait, I'm not ready. No, wait.
I mean, it's a new year, whatever.
New year, new ad.
KI.
Hit me up, so shameless, hashtag. Oh, next week I think we're going to start those segments you were talking about. Oh, no, I was talking about it with Mandy. Mandy might produce next week's episode.
Okay.
So y'all could work together or whatever. We'll figure it out. All right. Later, y'all. Bye. So shameless.